Happy Wednesday, my soul family. I want to share with you a download I received earlier this morning, which I believe will be deeply enlightening and helpful for you in your healing journey. In a society and in a world that continuously teaches us how to be perfect, there is no such thing as being perfect, continuously teaching us how to achieve perfection, it has a counter effect that is very detrimental to our well-being, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, sometimes even physically, which ultimately is that of teaching us how to hate ourselves. Because if I can't be this perfect person, if I can't be this person that the world looks at as perfect, then I'm no good. I am insignificant. I'm not worthy enough. Self-hatred starts to kick in. That's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is when there are people that have experienced deep traumatizing situations that has weakened their ability to connect with themselves, that has weakened their ability to love themselves, and that has weakened their ability to see themselves outside of that situation that traumatized them, if that made any sense. So, for example, there are many people that hate themselves because of what they've been through. They've been through traumatic experiences. They were either molested, they were raped, they were abused. And the longer this traumatizing experience lasts, the more you start to identify yourself through that negative experience. And self-hatred can go through there, could grow through there. Why? Because there's an aspect of your brain that starts to think that you are at fault, that you are the culprit, that you are the one responsible for what happened to you. Then there's another group of people that hate themselves because they don't look a particular kind of way. They believe to not be as sexy as someone else, as handsome as someone else, as prosperous as someone else. And therefore, you start to look at yourself as not valuable, as not intelligent enough, not capable enough, and self-hatred starts to grow there as well. There's another group of people that hate themselves because of mistakes they've made, because of things that they consciously were part of, which altered their image of themselves. And self-hatred grows there too. But the point of this particular message, which I believe in my personal, spiritual, and professional opinion, I don't believe we've been nurtured enough in this particular statement that I'm going to share with you. And that is learning how to differentiate or separate better. That's a better choice of word. How to separate yourself from that experience, that trauma, that decision, that choice. If we fail to separate ourselves from that situation which we continuously identify ourselves through, self-hatred will continue to grow, and you will continue to run around circles with your life. So, for example, it is important, and this is the key aspect of the message I am delivering to you today. There is a major difference between you simply hating yourself because of what happened to you, because of the experiences you've had, because of the choices you've made, because of how the world makes you think that you are different, versus disliking parts of yourself, parts of your life, disliking certain choices in your life. Because look here, where there is hate, there is simply no growth. Keep a mental note about this. Where there is hate, there is no growth, no true growth at least, not a positive one. So it is important for you to know that even though you are a person that have maybe made, you've made really bad choices in your life. You've done really bad crap in your life. Then yet you can still be lovable. Because if you can change the way you go about life, if you can change your choices, if you can make better choices, if you can see yourself differently, if you can learn how to become a better human being, then you stop identifying yourself with those old choices, if that made any sense. If you were a drug addict 20 years ago, and you were a drug addict for 15 years, and you hate yourself because you were a drug addict, because during those years of addiction, you hurt a lot of people, you hurt your own family, you failed to build a relationship with your own children, you screwed up your romantic relationships, and now you hate yourself because of that. You hate yourself because of the pain you inflicted onto other people. You hate yourself because you hurt a lot of people. Well, guess what? Let me be the one to tell you that even if that's you, you are still worthy of love and you are still lovable. You can change the mistakes, or better yet, you can work through your mistakes to become a better person without having to hate yourself. Because where there is hate, there is no growth. Where there is hate, there is no growth. Please understand this. So in order to be able to change something negative about you, something that you don't like about yourself, you have to nurture that. That needs nurturing. Change needs nurture. And something that you can't nurture won't change. Well, if something that I do not nurture cannot change, and in order to change something, I need to nurture it, then ultimately that simply means I need to love it. I need to love me in the process of bringing about change. I hope that made sense. If you can't love you, you can't change the parts of you that you dislike. And I believe the lines have been crossed between self-hatred and just simply disliking parts of you. You might think you hate yourself. You have learned to hate yourself. You have been taught to hate yourself. The world has taught you to hate yourself. Maybe your family setting taught you to hate yourself. But now it's time for you to transform that into recognizing that, you know what? I feel like I hate myself. I believe I hate myself because I did this, because I did that, because I hurt this person, because I hurt some people that I love. To recognizing that I can still love me while disliking parts of me. There's a major difference. I can still love me while disliking parts of me. The parts of me that I dislike, I gotta work on that. I have to work on changing those things. I have to work on changing those behaviors into something more positive, into learning where did I pick up these behaviors? What provoked, what caused, what contributed to this behavior of mine that's caused so much breakdown in my life. But I can only change that and recognize it if I continue or if I learn to love me. You can't change what you hate. You can only change what you love. So if you want to change, if you really want to change, then you gotta love yourself. But society teaches us to hate ourselves for our mistakes, hate ourselves for what we are not, hate ourselves for not looking a certain kind of way, hate ourselves because we continuously compare ourselves to other people. And growth can't really take place like that. Is this making sense to you? Because I'm going to share something else with you. You can't love what you hate. And this is how this download started. I was in the shower and I heard Spirit say, you can't love what you hate, and you can't hate what God loves. You can't love what you hate, and you can't hate what God loves. God, Spirit, Universe, Mother Earth, whichever source you identify with. So that tells me that in order for you to bring ultimate change and invite ultimate change and invite transformation into your life, it has to start with self-love. But if you hate yourself, and you continuously hate yourself and hate all parts of you, then much change is not going to take place, perhaps. So maybe it's time for you to learn how to love yourself and accept the fact that you dislike parts of yourself. You might dislike the way you talk back to people and the way you react and the choices you make and how you fall back into old habits. And you could dislike those things. Because if I start to learn that I can dislike parts of myself while still loving me, it will help me in attempting to bring change to these areas of my life that I dislike. It will support me in attempting to bring about change to those areas of my life that I dislike. I hope this makes sense to you. Comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know how this download resonates with you today. Share it, leave a comment, and I will see you soon. Peace and love.